20 years ago, a seed was planted and cared for. We painstakingly nurtured it and weathered it against adversity until one day it blossomed and the fruits of our labor began to show. Today, millions have learned, shared, and been inspired by what our community has produced. We proudly serve 21 million users from 204 countries in 2019. Through our 85,000 technical articles, code samples, and videos, our 450,000 forum questions, and our highly anticipated conferences and events featuring keynote panels, live streams, and industry experts and influencers, we recognize and reward members for their dedication to the community. Through content contributions and mentorships, we ranked number 2,620 in the world with a reach of millions across our social media channels. Thanks to you, our global community of software and data developers grows stronger each day. For more information, visit us at csharpcorner.com.
Hello and good morning and namaste and welcome to the Growth Mindset Show. This is our first show, 2022. Hopefully you are joining us from different parts. If you're joining us from India, Asia, good evening. Joining us from Europe, good afternoon. And here in the US, good around little noon. It's 12 o'clock, 12:01 to be accurate here. As some of you may already know, this Growth Minds show is every Friday. We do around noon. It goes from 30 to 40 minutes, sometimes 45 minutes, depending on the topic. And today I'd like to welcome you here in the show. And if you are joining us first time, welcome to the show. As we know, this show is actually for you. So ask your questions. Our goal here is to talk different topics, bring awareness, and mostly around growth mindset. It's around how, if you are new to growth mindset, check out my previous shows, early shows, what growth mindset is. There are two types of mindset: closed mindset, growth mindset, and how growth mindset thinks and works, and how you can develop a growth mindset. That was our, very first few shows. If you go back to YouTube channel or C Sharp Corner Live or videos, you will find all those. So today I'm very excited about this 2022. It's a new year. And let me start sharing my screens. So welcome to 2022. It's a new year. As you know, this show is every Friday, 12 noon. This is our first episode. And if you are joining us first time, welcome to the show. And again, Happy New Year to you. If I have not already talked to you or you have not read any of the messages on social media as well as C Sharp Corner channel. Today, in this, we're going to talk about a bunch of things. Today, it's not a topic specific, but in going time, I'm going to have very specific topics and mostly around growth mindset, software development, consulting, startups, and as well as new technologies. So I'm marking this 2020 as a year of hope. As we may already know, pandemic is growing. COVID is still growing in the US. I think this last couple of weeks, this holidays been pretty worse. Everybody I talked to, pretty much somebody sick somehow, got COVID, mostly from family gatherings or, these holidays, and Christmas was there, New Year was there. A lot of people got sick. And if you look at the COVID cases, it's probably the highest ever we have known. So hopefully you are safe, your family is safe, you're staying safe. And I'm hoping, at the hope of year 2022, that this COVID goes away. That's what I'm hoping. And in this today, later, we have a special guest, Manisha Roy. I know Manisha for about, a couple of years now, a little longer. So we're going to bring her back. And then, in the tail end of the show, we're going to bring her and she's going to talk about, hope. charity foundation, and how as a community, as a C Sharp community, and all of our developers friends and you and your friends can help, bring hope to this world. So let's talk about a couple of things. I like to do some laundry list of start with that. Technology on fire. There are a couple of things on fire right now, at least in the last month, couple of months, and I think that's what I see going in 2022. The two things will dominate this whole tech world is NFTs and metaverse. NFTs are already growing. Anybody I talk to right now, even it's not even a technical person, it can be somebody who works in a different industry, somebody who doesn't know anything about computers, they are even talking about NFTs. They ask questions. Oh, how can I invest in NFTs? Um, so if you don't know anything about NFTs, I'm sure most of you already know about NFTs. If you don't know anything, I have written a detailed article on C Sharp Corner. If you go and search what is NFT, you will find that it explains everything. um, I'm not saying you should go buy or invest in it, but this is something as a software developer or tech person, you want to see how these things are developed. So, in case in your project, you may end up bringing NFTs use cases or not. Other new technology start buzzing late last year was metaverse. So metaverse, again, I have written a detailed article on C Sharp Corner as well. It's called "What is Metaverse," and it explains everything. Like as a software developer, or if you are building, you are an architect, or you build any kind of software, or you work with startups, or you work with even enterprises. How metaverse will change the way we access different digital assets in coming times. So that's something you want to think about. Educate yourself at least. And I'm not saying you need to go and dwell into it, 100%, but at least try to educate yourself what it is, how it works, and how, if somebody asks questions. Those are two things. I'm personally also working on these two things, NFTs and metaverse. Um, so that covers that. So let's before I jump into more, I want to quick look at this our 2021. Okay, we C Sharp Corner has a very fantastic year. And obviously region, maybe a lot of people are working from home, a lot of people working remotely, but in C Sharp Corner's history, we in last year, this is the traffic from 2021, and just from January to December, you can see we had 29 million users. You came to the website, accessed it, learned it, share whatever they did. They all had 77 million sessions. So that's a pretty big number, highest we have ever reached in a year. I think before this, it was 19 million in a year. And based on the content we are bringing, the traffic is going, it's going to continue to grow. And we are also trying to capture more, bigger, wider audience. Top countries, look at that. Our beloved India is top, US is second. So I'm fortunate, being Indian as well as living in America, this kind of, and I'm very proud of seeing these numbers. And these are the two countries leading the way. UK, Germany, Canada are another top three countries. So this kind of gives you an idea like what kind of audience we have. So let's next thing. Congratulations, our Q1 MVPs. If you are not aware of C Sharp Corner MVP program, it's one of the fantastic and the most reputed program we have. Each quarter we award MVPs. These are the community people who are helping, contributing, and supporting other people in the community. They are writing articles, they are speaking conferences. These are the people, they actually make what community is today. So thank you all of it. Congratulations, and thank you all of our MVPs. So as we know, right, many of us have this New Year's resolution. Do you have any New Year resolution yourself? Share within your comment. I would love to hear what your New Year's resolution is. I know I also had posted a poll on my Twitter account. So please feel free to share what your New Year's resolution is, and we're going to pick some of the top ones here. Um, let's look at some of the people who are watching us. Ganesh, thank you. Deepak, nice to see you again. Venkat, I see Simon's comment here. We are welcome back. Again, guys, this channel is for you. This show is for you. You just feel free to ask your comments, you ask your questions. And if you have any feedback on what I'm talking about, just chime in, jump in. And it also makes me feel like at least, these guys are at least getting some benefit out of it. So let's back to New. And I have my own New Year's resolution. I do this every year, but I never follow follow up. How we start New Year with very like excitement and this, motivated and all that. But end of the day, how long can you continue to go? So this is my list, right? I want to go to gym more. I want to spend less time on social media. That's definitely 100%. I want to cut my screen time, right? You know how iPhone shows the screen time. I definitely want to stay away from my phone. I don't even care if somebody is going is did I spell devil wrong? Well, that's just me. So yeah, I'm definitely going to stay away from phones and all that. That's one of my priority for this year. Try to remove noise, focus on few things only. Oh, and I'm planning to publish probably two books this year. One is WPF, another one will be C Sharp 10. So WPF we are already working on since the last year. So hopefully this book comes and we publish it this year. C Sharp 10 is going to be a small book with just focus on C Sharp 10 features. Um, I'm learning right now Blazor, blockchain, and HoloLens. Those are three things I'm working on myself and have some projects going on. So that's kind of my focus for 2022, and we will see how things go. I'll keep you posted on that. What is your resolution? You want to share with us? Come on. Asutosh, thank you, Asutosh. Happy New Year to you too as well. And hopefully everybody's safe. Yeah, guys, feel free to post your comments, anything you have feedback. Again, this show is again, two-way communication. You feel free to chime in. One other thing we started this year is I don't know if you saw, but we are redesigning C Sharp Corner platform. It's a big work. It's a lot of work. There's a big team involved in this. But as you can see, this is my pen and pencil papers are ready. This is how kind of homepage is going to look like. But that's another thing I'm working is redesigning the UI, UX, and some backend. So we are even thinking to probably build the whole website in Blazors. There's going to be a lot of Blazor content coming up in coming time. Uh, if you are somebody who's interested in learning more about how are we designing and all that, we'd love to share with you. Happy to connect, and you want to ask questions later in coming shows. That's another thing, something you think about. All right, keep moving. Okay, so let's start with this. We have a big announcement here this month end. I'm sure you saw some social media announcement, but .NET Conference 2022 is coming. It's on January 24th to 26th, 3 days. And as you can see, we have keynote speaker, Scott Hunter. I'm sure many of you already know Scott Hunter. Scott Hunter is, he works for Microsoft and he works on .NET team. He is the person who is building the .NET product with his, team members. So it'll be interesting. He's our keynote speaker. Check out .NET Conference. The website URL is .NETconference.com. And check out this big list of speakers. Maybe Simon, I don't know if you can share the screen. We already announced a bunch of speakers here, right? So about 30 speakers have already been announced, and there's more coming. As you can see, all of these guys are very influential and thought leaders in this .NET space. Check it out. Many of them are Microsoft MVPs. As you can see, David was there. Joe is here. Obviously, we talked about Scott Hunter. Who else? Michael Washington is here. He's working on Blazor a lot. Yeah, and then you can see a bunch of people you probably need familiar face, a lot of familiar faces. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rohit Velu says Happy New Year to all. Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully, this year is going to be a little better because I know a lot of us have been sitting in our rooms because of this COVID. All right, so that covers .NET Conference. Check it out. Make sure you book your spot. It's going to be live streaming. It's not in person due to the COVID. It's all virtual, 100% virtual. Make sure you book your calendar for that. So today it's going to be, as you said, we are, our show, it used to be 1 hour last year from 12 to 1. This year we're trying to make it about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes max from year to year. And this will be our end episode. I want to give enough time to Manisha. So this is Arman Rai Foundation. I want to talk about a little bit, and then we're going to bring Manisha as our guest But let's take a 1 minute break before that so we can bring Manisha in, and then I'll talk about this after that. Again, guys, good to see you. Let's catch you in 1 minute.
Here at Mindcracker, we create artificial, virtual, and mixed reality games and apps, voice-enabled skills and apps, and intelligent apps and integrate AI with IoT products. We offer advisory services for innovations and startups. We provide cloud and code security and performance services. We also offer AI/ML blockchain development, consulting, and training. Just visit www.mindcracker.us to make your dreams into a reality.
Hey guys, can't believe we haven't seen each other since graduation in May. What's going on?
Not much. With the pandemic, I can't really do anything right now.
Me too. I mostly just stay at home, hang out with my dog, and watch the news.
I feel you. Have you guys been able to get jobs yet?
Funny that you ask. Gary and I actually have been working on something together.
Yeah, we came up with an idea for a startup that's an app that will help us stay active since we both have been sitting around so much during this quarantine.
That's genius. I could definitely use something like that. When are you guys launching it?
Well, that's the issue. We don't really know how to build it, so we're kind of stuck.
I know of this company that does startup advising if you guys are interested.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're called Mindcracker, and they'll help you validate your idea and connect you with angel investors and help you build everything from your product MVP to your technical team and even your go-to market planning and execution.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you know how we could get in touch with them?
Yeah, you can just visit their website, mindcracker.us.
That's awesome, May. Thanks. I'm excited to get started on this.
Of course. Good luck, guys, and let's talk soon.
Thanks, May.
All right. Welcome back to the show. After those couple of messages, I took a little break, got my questions ready, prepped ready. So, as we talked about, this is 2022, and I want to call it a year of hope. With that, I've known Manisha for a couple of years. Let's bring her in the studio. Our today's guest is Manisha Roy. Manisha is a chairperson of Arman Rai Foundation. She's a good friend. So Manisha, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mahesh. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you just fine. It's great.
Wonderful.
Background looks awesome. Light is good. You're good to go. Thanks for jumping on this. I know it was a last minute prep. I talked to you last night, and here we are. As you saw a little bit, probably this show on this show, all these software developers watching us from around the globe. A lot of them are from India, some are US and Europe. I want to bring them, this new hope and talk about a little bit about Arman Rai Foundation. And I know I met Arman very shortly, and everybody who doesn't know meaning of Arman is wish. It also means hope. It could be either wish or hope. So this is kind of perfect segue for us. But I don't want to talk too much about this. Manisha, I want to give you the stage. So you want to tell our audience a little bit about Arman Rai Foundation and your background, why and how you started that?
Sure. First, Mahesh, thank you so much for inviting me to join this amazing growth mindset show and really being a part of our journey from the beginning. Mahesh, you've been a driving force in our success. And so I'm excited about being able to talk to everybody that's on the show today. I love the theme of 2022 being a year of hope. I think my personal journey and the story of this foundation is all founded on hope. It's about the story of turning heartbreak and even what we might think is the darkest of days and times, and finding that glimmer of hope in the world. And that's largely how we came to be. So the Armand Roy Foundation, it's very personal to me. It was founded in 2019 after my son Armand Roy passed away tragically in his sleep. Armand was a beautiful, energetic, curious, compassionate, very loving, and beautiful person. He touched everyone he knew in such impactful ways. He also had an incredible gift for technology. To give you an example, you guys are talking about Bitcoin and blockchain and all of those things, and he was doing these things at 10 years old. We had a Bitcoin miner in our garage when he was 10, mining his own Bitcoin. So he was very gifted. But he also knew how fortunate he was to be able to have access to the wonder and the opportunity and the excitement that technology gives all of us. And so when he passed away, it was just, obvious that our purpose in this world is to continue to allow his gift to bring hope to others. And so, inspired by his love, we now work to bridge the digital divide, primarily in the US, but we hope to be global one day, by giving technology resources, devices, education, college scholarships to youth that don't have access to this. And as everyone on this call knows, there is a real digital divide. We find the statistics are that a third of children in this country, in the United States, and I know globally it's even worse, still don't have access to the basic needs, technology, devices, internet, Wi-Fi, those types of things. So, and with over 50% of jobs expected to be computerized, and we know we have 500,000 jobs still open in this country, there's such a divide, which largely affects a lot of our communities of color. So our goal is to make sure that we bring equity to this world, that every child has the opportunity to have a positive future. And we've done some exciting things with so much help. We have set up just a few things we've done. We've set up technology centers in the middle of COVID at resident shelters where youth who are experiencing homelessness get to have access to 21st century type of resources and laptops and access to the internet and education and all of those things. We've donated over 300 devices, especially during this time of COVID when kids were, the story, we're trying to share phones to do homework and things like that. We've worked with over 200 schools to get funding for technology projects. And these schools are largely dealing with students from low income. So they don't have the things that maybe some of our, other kids would. We do workshops all over in all of these community partners that we work with to make sure that they have STEM education, that they can learn coding and developing apps and robotics and all of these exciting things that are going to be the wave of the future. So you can see I have a lot of passion for this. I feel like when we talk about hope and really bringing hope to the world, these kinds of initiatives and this work really matters. And so I'm very excited to share this. We've got an amazing year of a lot of things we're going to be doing. One of them I'll just share is launching a scholarship with Tech ID Tech. It's a national organization that provides summer camps, and it's very expensive to go to these for many kids, but we're going to be launching a scholarship. So over 40 kids get to take part in a summer camp and learn about all sorts of technology and kind of get that first taste and inspiration to continue to learn more and so many more things. So I just wanted to say thank you for this time to share all of that, Mahesh, and all of your amazing partnership and what you do with us and how you support us. I wanted to, ask you if you want to learn more, you can see our website right here on the screen, and please check us out. It takes all of us working together in this world to make a difference. And from a few of us who wanted to do something, we now have thousands of people helping us. And, I hope that you join our journey of hope. And I wanted to share my blessings for a healthy and happy and very hopeful new year for all of your audience today. Thank you so much.
Great. That was great insights and details. I hope some of our audience who are watching, if you guys, again, there's URL there, Arman, ARMAN, Roy, ROY.org. And if you don't remember the URL, you come back later. You can always ask Simon or me on any of those social media channels. So I want to, go back a little bit. I know I met Arman briefly, but when I saw he was so very energetic and so much, we were talking, sitting on a dinner table, talking about the, Bitcoin and tech and cryptocurrencies. Um, so one thing I think I just got into my mind is I think we should also accept donations in cryptocurrency because those donations are growing big time, and a lot of these tech people have a lot of cryptocurrencies, and obviously they don't want to, for whatever reason they are not selling or whatever, but a lot of people are willing to donate in crypto. So I think let's make a note on that. um, Other thing is, so everybody who's watching here, Armand Rai Foundation is always looking for help in sense of mentors, teachers, and even donations. And a lot of you guys, I know, our MVPs, they're always helping different people. And obviously, these guys help for free, and that's what they love. That's what they're passionate about. So if I know some are in the US, some are in India. India, we have bigger base, but anybody who's watching, you are local in India, especially in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania areas. If you want to get involved and help some young students to educate them on tech, mostly around tech programming, fixing computers or anything, reach out to us. I think this is one way you can get involved. Is there any, Manisha, how can they reach out to you? Through the website, or there's contact number there?
Yeah, you can definitely reach out through the website. We have a page that shows you how to get involved. And you can also send me an email. My email is manisharoy@armandroy.org. I can put that into the chat maybe. And so if anybody is interested in getting involved, or you have some ideas for us, I can certainly, I welcome.
Yeah, I think
all
Simon,
of
you can feel free to share that. Yeah,
It's Manisha
Simon can
Roy.
post in the chat. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then Manisha, you want to talk a little bit more about this year's plan, what you
Sure.
have, and
Sure.
if you have to be specific. So think of this,
Yes.
that if our audience are programmers, anything, what can they do to help you?
Yes. So that's great. Let me just walk through some of the big plans for this year. And,
Yep.
we're a small volunteer team. And so, having these ideas, and I love the idea of putting cryptocurrency. That's something Armand would have told me to do. So, this being a whole tech audience, and I'm not tech, but I'm learning it, is always welcome. So this year we're going to be, like I said, providing these summer camp scholarships to 40 youth through this national organization, ID Tech. We have a partnership with Rocket Club as well. It's based in the northeast of the New Jersey, and they do 2-year STEM and entrepreneurship certification programs. And so we're going to be expanding a grant with them so that we can have more youth participate in that STEM certification. It's Rocket Club in Newark, New Jersey. We're also going to be supporting another cohort with Perscalis. So Perscalis is another U.S. national organization that provides tech career training, and to put the youth, and basically these are kind of underprivileged, underserved communities and youth that come from these communities, and they provide technology training to get them on, and then exposure to different companies to match them with careers, which is really what we want to do. Make sure that all of these youth have young adults have opportunities to have a successful career. So we're going to be funding another cohort. We just funded an IT support cohort in November. So we'll do another one. We're going to be doing tons of more STEM and tech education workshops with our partners that support primarily homeless youth. We work with 4 community partners that serve over 200 youth that experience homelessness. And so they do not have access to technology and technology education. So we build upon the tech centers that we set up during COVID, and we're bringing in workshops. And I think this is where maybe your audience, we pay for a lot of these things. We fund them and we create grants. So if there's anyone in the audience that has experience with some of the education, we're doing a mix of remote and live, and you're interested in joining the force and you've done some of it, we could use help because like I said, a lot of the youth, and I think in one statistic I'll share, especially African-American youth, only 3% of them actually have any access to tech education before they hit college. So it is really life-changing when we can do this kind of a thing. Yeah, and then I'll
That's a
just
big
say,
number. Yeah, that's a big
yeah,
number. Yeah.
it's a big number. And then we're going to be funding 25 projects at equity focused schools. So schools that are really kind of, again, underserved communities that don't have access to the types of things that are needed to really learn about technology and be, digital savvy or, equipped in the digital world. So that's just a list of things that we're doing. Again, like you said, Mahesh, donations always help us do more. But we always look for mentors for these kids that, again, would never have these types of opportunities, teachers, education. So if anyone's aware of really good educational programs that we can drop into these centers or want to teach them, that's fantastic. Yeah, and ideas. Sadly, the digital divide has been an issue well before COVID, and it's still an issue, and it's just been surfaced now because of COVID. So it does take all of us kind of thinking about game-changing ways to, to break this cycle. So again, really happy to have this audience and the ideas.
That's great. And I think, with as we know that, Indians, especially, in software world, they rule the world, right?
Yes.
Look at the numbers. They can help definitely, because with that said, I don't know if any of you guys, whoever watching and girls watching us, heard that it's a virtual help is also available. So if you are not in the US, you're outside and you still want to get involved in help, and help can be, teaching basics of some computer programming to two kids. It doesn't have to be big, right? It can be small help, or giving them guidance on, hey, where they can learn and watch some kind of I don't know, working with Microsoft Office, anything like that. So whatever you feel like you can help, I'm asking all audience, you can help, reach out to Manisha and get more details how you can get involved. That would be great. So now, last thing, Manisha, I want to here include in this show is before, so I think looks like few people just joined. Welcome to the show, guys. Today we are talking here. We are here with Manisha Roy. She is the chairperson and founder of Arman Rai Foundation. Check it out, the website, armanroi.org. It's I've been involved in this foundation since beginning from different support point of view. So check it out. It's local here in New Jersey. With last thing, Manisha, I want to talk about is .NET conference. So we have a conference coming up that's in this month end, which I just talked earlier in the show. And Arman Rai's Foundation, AR Foundation, I call it in brief, is going to be a partner in that, where we are going to help promote. So if anybody wants to donate or before even get involved, what else can they do at the conference or before the conference? Anything you want to plug in?
First of all, thank you. I'm so honored to be part of the .NET conference, Mahesh, and I'm really looking forward to joining that. And really thank you for everything. Before the conference, I would just say check out the website and the work we do. And if there's, what we've been told, we're a small foundation that's growing and has amazing momentum, is that we do an amazing job with connecting dots. Because a lot of the nonprofits that are going at figuring this out are creating their own programming or kind of going at it one-on-one. So we try to bring together the best of what's out there. And so I think I would ask if you're aware of something that really could help us as a foundation do more, to just share those ideas. One other big thing we're doing this year, because fundraising is so critical for us to make a bigger impact, is to find companies or organizations that want to join our mission. So, for example, we have a couple companies here that have set up teams to be part of our 5K Run for Hope. Our big annual event is a 5K event. It actually was global. We had teams in India, in Switzerland, and Dubai, and America, all over. So if you work for an organization or a company or that wants to do something great for your community and for the world, consider setting up a team as part of our 5K. We have teams from all over. We had 30 teams last year. And even if you want to do your own fundraiser and partner with us, there's so many ways to do good in the world. So that's one big focus of ours, is to find partners that want to kind of join forces. But yeah, I mean, in terms of what else we can do, I'll definitely, I'm looking forward to the .NET conference and sharing some things, but I look forward to hearing from the audience today if there are any other ideas or opportunities.
Great. And I think Venkat is our regular. Looks like he's already saying he was happy to help guide, mentor students. That's great, Venkat.
That's
Really
fantastic.
really appreciate your help coming out. I know it's hard these days. Everybody's working from home with families and kids.
Yeah.
And other thing everybody can help is if in your company, we all work for tech companies. And if your company has a CSR program, all companies do, all large corporations to small companies, they have some kind of CSR program where they help and donate these to the charities and organizations. So if you know somebody in your company, you want to connect Manisha with them, or you want to let them know the website, that will also be a big help. And again, I'm always here, so you can reach out to me if somehow you forget things, and Simon is here as well. um, with that said, Manisha, anything else you want to say in the last before we close this show?
No, again, thank you for the time. I love the theme of hope in the new year. We all need a lot of it, and I'm excited about sparking hope for others and with this group in 2022. Thank you, Mahesh.
All right, thank you so much. So everybody, so we're going to close this show today. I know we're a little late. Thank you for still hanging out with us. With that said, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next Friday, 12 noon.